Today's episode of The Amazing Nerdiverse is brought to you by Air. Breathe it. Hurry up. I don't want to miss this movie. Damn it. I'm not kidding.
Hello, welcome to The Amazing Nerdiverse. I'm Jeff Grant.
I'm Steven Tukert.
God, that was already just a very aggro opening there.
I want to...
This is the podcast where we talk about all things good and geeky that make up The Amazing Nerdiverse. We're talking movies, TV shows, video games, comic books. Steven's a little antsy right now because
I don't know if this is a good idea to be doing episode 2. I mean, are you going to release it after episode 1?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be annoyed for like 2 straight weeks. It's going to sound like...
What's that change about any other week? You're always annoyed and busy.
Yeah, but I want to see this movie, and I don't want to be...
We still haven't seen Infinity War yet. We're just waiting. You know, we're recording 2 episodes back to back because we're killing time before
Too much
we
time.
go see. Yeah, before we go see Infinity War.
If we get to see it,
we're gonna see it. We got tickets. We got seats.
I missed one Infinity Stone. I'm cutting your stones off. I'm gonna put your nuts in the gauntlet where the stones should have been.
That's why we haven't seen, like, you know, in the trailer. You just got the 2.
Yeah,
those other 2 hole right there, just for my nuts.
Gross.
All right, you want to jump into the news?
All right.
Okay. All right. So I got some Shazam casting news. This is coming from two sources: DC Film Hub and Heroic Hollywood. Ross Butler from Riverdale, and one-time Justice League Mortal stars DJ Catrona and Adam Brody have joined the cast of Shazam. All of these characters, all these actors are expected to play the like Shazamified, like Marvel family versions of Billy Batson's friends. Mm-hmm. If you read the New 52 Shazam story, basically, you know, he's an orphan and he gets adopted or whatever by this family that adopts a bunch of kids, and they have like 6 or 7 kids, and they all kind of reluctantly become his friends because Billy Batson in the New 52 is kind of a dick, and he's kind of unlikable, and they've said, the filmmakers have said they're not going to be going for that New 52 version, and I don't know if that, but everything they've said so far, the casting of all these kids and stuff, sounds very much like the New 52 version, but I think what they really mean is he's not going to be a little dickhead. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, so it sounds like these actors, and 2 of which, like I said, DJ and Adam Brody, were, you know, they were Superman and Flash in that Justice League Mortal movie that didn't happen. But now it seems like they're going to play the like adult versions, like, you know how Billy Batson becomes Shazam, yeah. All of his friends become those type of characters as well in that story.
So it's like Hulk Hogan and his what did he call them?
Hulkamaniacs?
Yeah, that. Is it like that?
Is this Shazamomaniacs?
Yeah.
Sure, we'll call them that. And so basically, what it sounds like is that DJ Catrano is going to play the adult Shazamified version of Pedro Pina, and Butler is going to be Eugene Choi, and I think that's been confirmed, those 2. And then Brody is rumored to be playing Freddie Freeman, who's like Billy Batson's like best friend. First
baseman player for the Braves?
Sure. I don't know sports things. I'm excited about movies with people with shiny diamonds or shiny jewels in their gauntlets.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
World Series jewels.
Is there a baseball player that has like the Infinity Stones on his glove?
No.
He'd be the coolest baseball player ever.
Be. If he knew what he was doing. So
yeah, Brody's rumored to be playing Freddie Freeman, which is in the comics is Shazam Jr. Originally it was Captain Marvel Jr. back when they called it that. And also rumored right now is Megan Good from the TV show version of Minority Report. She's rumored to play the adult version of Darla Dudley. And Michelle Borth from Hawaii Five-0 from Maria Bromfield, who was Mary Marvel in the comics. So, I mean, I've heard a lot of these names like Captain Marvel Jr. and Mary Marvel. These are characters in that Shazam family, that Marvel family world. I'm a little surprised to hear that we'll be seeing that in this first movie, because I figured that'd be something saved for a sequel.
Well, they don't know if they're going to be able to make a sequel.
True.
with the way everything's going.
Yeah.
So they gotta.
I mean, even the Shazam, the New 52 thing, it was backup stories in the Justice League comic.
Mm-hmm.
It was the New 52 Justice League, and then there was backup stories in the issue, and then they collected them as one trade paperback. And I think that's all they ever did with Shazam was just that one story as a solo thing, because I think he joined the Justice League after that, so he was just part of the Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's all they do, then that's all they do, and I'd be fine with that.
Okay. I like the costume.
Yeah,
it's good.
But seeing that costume on like 6 people, like the blue version and a black version and all that stuff, a red version with a skirt,
Look like the Power Rangers,
stuff like that. Yeah, I'd be down with that. Maybe look like more like what the Power Rangers should have looked like in the movie. This is good. I like when movies cast talented actors. I like this guy. THR reported that Pedro Pascal from Game of Thrones, Narcos, and he was Whiskey in Kingsman: The Golden Circle.
Mm-hmm.
He's been added to the cast for Wonder Woman 2. Patty Jenkins at CinemaCon this past weekend, as of this recording, Patty Jenkins confirmed that that the sequel is going to be set in the 80s. That was rumored for a while, but it's confirmed. So nice to see Pedro Pascal. You remember that character in Kingsman 2?
Yes.
Yeah, he's going to be in there. Speaking to CNA Lifestyle, Jake Gyllenhaal, he's been rumored to be the next Batman.
And I heard he's not.
Yeah, well, that's what he said. They asked him if he'll be the next Batman. He said, wow, that's a very difficult question. The answer to that question is no. I don't know what that means. Sounds like it's no.
That means there was probably, if there were anything going on there, it means there was probably like a complicated thing and it just ended up not working out that way.
I've kind of come around on that, though. At first I was like, really, Jake Gyllenhaal? But the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, he's a great actor.
Yeah.
You seen Nightcrawler?
Yeah.
That movie's great.
Mm-hmm.
He's really good in that.
He's good at like hiding like a dark under.
Yeah.
So that would have been interesting.
Yeah. I don't want to see that, yeah. But I don't know. Maybe he said he's not going to be the next Batman because the next Batman's still Ben Affleck because Ben Affleck still has one more movie in the thing. I don't know. Maybe he's lying. This is interesting. So THR broke the news that Warner Brothers has hired Christina Hodgson, who has written that movie Unforgettable, which is pretty forgettable. The movie Shut In, which has an 8% on Rotten Tomatoes, and Bumblebee, which is the most promising of the three, the Transformers spinoff. They hired her to write a Batgirl film, which Joss Whedon was working on, supposedly working on, but apparently he couldn't come up with a story, which still don't believe.
No, me neither.
But yeah, so Christina Hodgson's going to be writing Batgirl. The rumor is it's going to be based on the $1 million debut of Batgirl, comic written by Carmine Infantino and Gardner Fox. This is which Barbara Gordon becomes Batgirl to help Batman and Robin defeat Killer Moth. I don't know if that's going to be the story, but it's kind of be based on like her debut, her first appearance or whatever.
What's Killer Moth?
You don't know Killer Moth?
No.
Killer Moth's a villain. He's just one of those old school like 60s, 70s kind of villain. I think he's in Lego Batman movie.
So Batman and Robin need help beating up some dude in a moth costume? They need help fighting Arthur?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
It was the 70s.
Okay.
60s or 70s. I don't know when for sure that comic came out. Probably, no, it was the 60s, I'm sure, because that was when Batgirl was reintroduced into the world.
Is she going to get bit by a radioactive bat?
Via the 60s Batman show. Hope so.
Fall into a vat of bats.
Yeah. Another thing Christina Hodgson wrote is the Birds of Prey movie, which supposedly is the Harley Quinn movie as well. It's Harley Quinn centric Birds of Prey movie. Now in the comics, Birds of Prey was Batgirl and Black Canary. They were the two at first, and other female characters have joined over the years. I think Poison Ivy and Katana were in there during the New 52 stuff. Huntress was in there at one point. I don't know why this is all Harley Quinn centric stuff. I mean, they wanted to make Harley Quinn. There was all these different Harley Quinn movies they talked about doing, but Warner Brothers, like, apparently they renewed their interest in making this film because Christina Hodgson wrote it. They liked it so much they hired her to write Batgirl, which sounds like Birds of Prey was done first if they did it in that order. So I kind of would rather them do a Batgirl movie than Birds of Prey. But I think they're probably going to do Birds of Prey first because they're so geared up to get another Harley Quinn.
Up, so they're going to do that first.
Whatever makes sense to do it in that order, they'll flip it.
Yeah.
But That was according to The Wrap, who said they were renewed their interest in it. And then Deadline has revealed that they have chosen Kathy Yan. She's like a newcomer director. She directed a couple shorts and a film called Dead Pigs to direct the film. And her being hired, she's the first Asian female director to direct a superhero film. If she withstands Warner Brothers gauntlet
whatever happens to that movie is not her fault.
Yeah,
I'll just go ahead and
I think that's safe to say for most of the directors involved in these movies.
Yeah, I don't blame
any of the directors that were attached. I still don't blame Joss Whedon for Justice League.
No,
I mean, I would have rather seen Zack Snyder's whole version. Mm-hmm. Apparently Zack Snyder, his plan, like Jay Oliva was on our friends Shanley and on Batman podcast. I think that was a podcast he was on.
I think there are.
He's been on that podcast a bunch of times. Maybe that was one he was on. Maybe it was on something else. But I didn't have this in my notes. But he said that somewhere that Zack Snyder's plan was 5 movies. Mm-hmm. So it was Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, Justice League 2, and then the 5th movie. And that was like his whole arc of what he was doing in this. And we never got to see that. And I think if we maybe got to see all 5 of those films, you would have seen, oh, there was an arc to this. There was a plan. Mm-hmm. But every time he had a plan, they switched it. They fucked him up on it. Mm. And like, he would have had Darkseid in Justice League.
Yeah.
He would have had other things in there. He would have had, they killed Superman, but they brought him back. And, that maybe that would have...
Was killing Superman his idea?
Yeah. But like, I think there was a plan,
Okay.
He had a plan, and like the more I look back and stuff, I don't know if everything was his fault. Because like, I mean, even we talked about Batman versus Superman. There was there was some little things I would have liked to have been done differently.
We've
but
never talked about Batman v Superman.
Yeah, you're right. But I still stand by my statement that the Ultimate Edition is a stronger movie. It's a better movie.
It is.
And that was his version, and then they released the other fucked version. I want the unfucked version of all these movies.
The unfucked version.
I wrote this in my notes, and then I never got around to checking out the trailer. Have you seen the trailer for Incredibles 2?
Yes.
What'd you think?
Love it. It's good. I'm looking forward to it.
What's going on in it?
It takes place like literally like right after. Mm-hmm. And some what do you call it? Marketing business guy. I'm messing that up, but they're like, hey, we want to get superheroes back into the limelight, make it, people like the supers again. But
is that character voiced by Bob Odenkirk?
Yes.
Is it? Okay, I know he's in it. I didn't know which character he's playing, but as you were saying that, I was like, I want him to play that character.
Yeah, that's him. And this time Bob is staying home.
Yeah.
And taking care of the kids and stuff, and Elastigirl is going out and being the face of in the public eye and all this stuff.
This new face of superhero-dom kind of thing?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm super looking forward to the movie. I just haven't watched the trailer.
Do you want to watch the trailer right now?
Nah, we don't have time.
Oh, but we have time to do all this bullshit.
We have time to do a whole podcast. We don't have time to watch a 2-minute trailer. It's the kind of thing where it's the kind of thing where it's kind of fun for me to just discuss. Like,
piss me off.
Oh, that's always fun. But what did I see? I haven't been actively seeking out trailers for certain movies, and just see them when I see them.
There's one part in the trailer that's pretty funny. Like,
I know I'm gonna see it.
He's talking to Frozone.
Yeah.
Like he's got the 5 o'clock shadow. He looks like he hasn't slept because he's taking care of the baby, Jack, right? Yeah. And he's saying, I forget what he says, something Frozone, and the baby's running around, and then Bob's just like, and I can't just keep giving him cookies. It's just really good.
Yeah, I finally saw the Wreck-It Ralph 2 trailer in the theater not too long ago.
There's a Wreck-It Ralph 2 trailer?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not looking for these things. They just come to me, and when they do, it's magic.
Dude, I cried like a bitch in that first one.
I think I'm going to try to avoid as many trailers as I can, because lately, every time I go to the movie, I know every trailer when they come up. I'm like, oh, this is the old trailer. There's a new one since this. And
how many times do you think you're going to cry at Infinity War? You don't cry at the things I do, though, I don't think.
No.
I'll get all teary-eyed with just really cool lines of dialogue.
Oh, yeah, I get I get pumped from things like that. I get punchy. I want to punch you in the leg.
I get all teary-eyed,
I just so awesome. Elbow you next to me and go, yeah, and you'll be like, I think over under 5 times.
Any themes of friendship. Mm-hmm. I'll get they're best friends.
Captain America and Iron Man are friends again.
I probably will if they patch things up.
Yeah.
How much money do you think this movie's gonna make?
Billions.
Do you think it's gonna pass Black Panther?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. It's already... I mean, opening weekend is already going to make more than Black Panther did opening weekend, which was a lot.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what...
I think it has a good chance of having the highest grossing opening weekend, which is like 250.
What is it now? Is it still that fucking Avatar? Or...
Avatar didn't open huge. It just had legs.
That's annoying.
Yeah.
The movie's dumb.
It's all right.
What about Titanic? Did Black Panther beat Titanic yet?
No. You gonna knock James Cameron off his high horse?
Dude, did you hear what he said about all the Marvel movies?
Oh, he's an old man. Who gives a shit what he says?
Yeah, but he's a fucking dick. I want his movies to be like shit now. He's like, they want to be original. Oh yeah, Terminator 6? You want new original shit?
Oh yeah, guy who's been working on Avatar 2 for 10 years?
Fucking dickhead. Coward.
Coward. I love the idea of you calling somebody a coward. It's really funny to me.
Good.
All right. I didn't want to talk as much about Infinity War in this episode because we talked about it last episode, and this will be 2 weeks after it comes out. So
yeah, I wanted to do that on purpose.
Okay.
Just so you'll hurry this up.
All right.
Because I want to get settled.
Season 2, Star Trek Discovery, is going to pick up with the crew of the Discovery answering a distress call from the Enterprise. And remember Captain Pike?
Yep.
The original captain of the Enterprise before Kirk? He's going to be played by Anson Mount.
Are you talking about the original series?
Yeah.
When that boring-ass pilot?
Yeah, oh yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I love that show, but woo!
Yeah.
That is
but he comes back.
It's a slow burn.
Yeah. And he was in the reboot movies too.
Mm.
But he's going to be played in Discovery by Anson Mount, who from Hell on Wheels and Inhumans. It was Black Bolt on Inhumans, so maybe they'll let him talk this time, or he'll just be straight in that like wheelchair thing and just beep instead. But yeah. So they also THR broke the news that comedian Tig Notaro is joining the show next season. She's going to play Denise Reno, chief engineer of the USS Hiawatha. I don't know. I just like the idea of Tig Notaro in Star Trek. I love Tig. Get ready to roll your eyes, but I don't give a shit because this is exciting news.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon's The Boys has cast the lead role of Billy Butcher.
Okay.
Carl Urban is going to star in this show. Does that get you excited at all? Carl Urban is awesome.
Okay. But I don't know anything about The Boys.
Yeah, so?
I don't care.
But it doesn't get you at all more excited. Like, if people are telling you it's a good thing, if I'm telling you it's a really good comic and really good story and it'd make for a great TV show, and then I'm super excited that they cast Carl Urban in this show, does that not make you...
Have you ever watched Psych?
No, just mostly because I don't like you, and when you talk about things, it makes me want to...
Well, pretend...
I would watch Psych. Yeah, no, Psych is a show that's right up my alley. I just never... It's like 9 seasons or something. I never got into it.
All right, but what if I always talked about how cool it was?
You do. I talk about The Boys a lot in this show just because I'm talking about the news, and there's been a lot of news because they've been casting the whole show lately. Mm-hmm. But now I think that we're done with that because they've cast all the lead roles, so probably won't be talking about Boys until it happens.
Would have made a good Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah. I don't know.
No?
I don't know about that. I'm trying to think now. I think he's still too young. He's a little older now, but I think he's still...
How old should Mr.
No,
Fantastic
not
be?
Carl, but I'm thinking in my head. I'm trying to think of somebody body shape that's like super skinny and tall kind of thing to do that. A Stu-like.
Stu-like?
No one knows Stu but us. But yeah, a friend of ours, Stu, was like super tall and skinny.
Stu Rogers?
Yeah.
Captain Stu Rogers?
Yeah. But, you know who the first guy that popped in my mind, if I'm thinking those under those terms, super tall, skinny, Joel David Moore. Mm-hmm. He was in Avatar and some other stuff. Yeah, I know your thoughts on that. James Cameron's gonna kick your ass, man.
I would love to see him try. You remember at the end of Civil War when Captain America and Black Panther are standing and like looking out the window?
Yeah.
And then Captain America's like, if they find out he's here, they'll come for you.
Black Panther.
Yeah, that's me right now. Let them try.
Let Jim come. But yeah, Joel David, I don't know why, but that's why I was saying I think he might be too young, but he has a body type. I want somebody like that.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know who I would cast in those roles. I'd love to just see somebody like that I'm not super familiar with and go, yeah, they nailed it. Like, the characters are what's important to me, and as long as they do right by those characters, that's what I want to see. More so than anything at this point, I want to see the Fantastic Four done right.
What if in Infinity War, all the Avengers are like kneeling on the ground in the woods, and Thanos has like a baseball bat with
with the Infinity Stones in it?
Yeah.
He just got like...
And it takes like 30 minutes to...
Well.
I mean, Cap's got the Rick Grimes beard.
Jessica Jones, been renewed for a third season. I'm excited about that. I like that this show's, gotten good word of mouth and stuff like that and everything, because I really loved the first season of the show, and the second season I liked a lot. It wasn't quite as strong as the first season for me, but wasn't bad. Like, I liked it.
Chris Pine's a really good-looking dude, isn't he?
Sure.
And look at that. It's a good-looking man.
I don't know if he might be a little too old to play Human Torch. But that's the vibe I would get from him, Human Torch.
That'd be a good, I mean, if you're going older with, like, a Reed Richards.
Yeah.
Because, like, for today's, well, of any day, I don't see why it's appropriate that Reed Richards would be marrying a 20-year-old.
Why not?
Because it's gross. His old, stretchy nuts.
Old...
I don't want to see that.
The old, stretchy nuts.
Like, they should all be, like, around the same age. But I like Chris Pine as, and they would add another Chris to the mix.
Yeah.
You just said, like, in that Infinity Gauntlet.
He's the only Chris they need.
He's the Soul Stone.
Yeah, you got to catch them all. I am really excited about this.
Infinity War?
Yeah. We didn't talk about that enough.
Fuck you. It's either that or Batman v Superman.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Choose.
I'm going to talk about Arrow because Colton Haynes is returning as a series regular.
Good.
For season 7.
Good.
Roy Harper's coming back, bitches.
Good.
I am really stoked for that. He hasn't been a regular part of the show since, was that season 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, he really came into his own in, like, season 2 and everything, and then by season 3, he was full-on Arsenal in the costume, and I love that shit. Mm-hmm. And I'm really excited that he's going to be coming back. I love seeing him in a couple episodes this season, and whenever he has popped up in the years since then. But he's coming back as a series regular next season, and cannot wait for that, because Oliver needs all the help he can get right now. Yeah. He's all alone. You're caught up, right?
No. Oh. I'm only like 2 episodes behind.
Oh. He needs all help he can get. That's all I'll say.
I mean, I get it. Let me guess. Everyone's going to be a dickhead to him and leave him by himself? Is that what you're saying? No one's going to listen to him. Right?
I mean, you want me to tell you?
Yeah, that's fine.
He just says, fuck all you guys, help him doing this shit on my own.
Good. I kind of like that better.
Yeah.
Like, because he doesn't need
Diggle, him and Diggle have did you see them fight?
No.
They have a straight up, like, awesome scene where they're fighting and, like, it just starts to get heated and, like, they're yelling and, like, there's this great, I don't know what it is, this shot of Oliver just screaming at Diggle, and when he's doing it, I'm like, that's Oliver Queen right there. Like, it just, in my mind, it just flashed of Green Arrow yelling at somebody, like when you see in the comics, him with the goatee and everything, just like, big mouth yell somebody. I saw it in that moment. I was like, yeah, that's Oliver Queen. Mm-hmm. And they get in a fight, and Diggle basically is going to work with Argus. And so I would like that to be permanent. I like Diggle, and I'd love for him to still be a part of the show, but Diggle's not a comic book character as far as like a Spartan's not really a Justice League guy or anything like that. Yeah. Like, I want to see people that make sense within that world. And for me, all the other characters are fun. I love Mr. Fantastic, and I love seeing other characters pop up in that world. But
you mean Mr. Terrific?
Yes, I did. But I want to see Team Arrow be Oliver and Arsenal, and maybe a Black Canary, but I don't know which one I'm settling on right now because I don't really like what they're doing with any of them. I went off on Black Siren. I was like, they can turn her. I don't know now. Now they keep going the other way with it. I'm like, what the fuck? Just fix her. And then I didn't watch the whole episode. Remember when you were like, hey, have you watched this last episode of Flash? And I'm like, I watch all of them.
Yeah.
I didn't get to finish this week's episode because I was rewatching all the Marvel movies. So I thought you'd bring it up at some point. But this week's
I had to
episode,
take a small hiatus.
Yeah, watching all the Marvel movies. Yeah,
and going to work.
This past week's episode is Captain Cold comes back, or Citizen Cold from Earth X.
Okay.
And they need his help for something, and they also bring in when they cross over, someone who follows them through is the Earth X version of Black Siren, the Nazi version. So if you didn't like Black Siren before, well, wait till she's a Nazi. And I was like, because I just saw pictures of it, and I was like, oh, maybe she's on Citizen Cold's team in that world or whatever. I just saw the photos, but no, she's a Nazi. So,
God damn it, I'm
just
tired.
just find a good version of that character from another Earth, bring her over. I don't care what's going on that other Earth. Just bring a good version of Dinah Lance to Team Arrow.
They're not going to.
I know, because I want it to happen. That's the one character that I just feel like they've dropped the ball over and over and over and over on for me. It bums me out because I fucking love Black Canary. But Roy Harper's coming back, so I'm happy.
Good.
All right, one last thing. This is from Geek Vibes Nation, I think is the Twitter account that showed some of these. But there's probably a bunch of different sources and stuff on these. They're all over the place. We've gotten our first look at some of the characters in Titans. Have you seen these?
Yeah.
We saw the first picture of Robin
in
Titans, which I thought looked fucking phenomenal. I love the pictures we got of Hawk and Dove. And then we got these set photos of we get to see our first look at Beast Boy, Raven, and Starfire. What'd you think?
Looks
kind of doesn't even look like the same show, does it?
No.
Like, it's
what
just...
What channel is it on?
It's going to be on this Disney, on the DC streaming service.
Oh, I'll never be able to see it.
Yeah, you will.
No, I won't.
Oh, you probably won't, because I'll get the DC streaming service and I'll try to give you the password, and then you'll never do it.
I'll do it if you already. Well, good.
I did that for the CBS thing, and you never watched Star Trek.
How much is this Disney app going to cost?
I don't know, probably about $5 a month or something. I mean, as far as they go, the first image I saw was the image of Beast Boy and Raven, and it looked like it was between. It was a set between setups or whatever. They were just joking around. She didn't have her hood up. It's all hair dye. Like, that's the whole thing. Is like he's got green hair, she's got purple hair, and Raven's got like crazy pink hair. Or Starfire's got crazy pink hair. Raven, still a little too young for me. I think it's just kind of weird that they went so young with Raven.
How old is she?
She's like 14.
Yeah, it's a bit young, yeah.
Yeah, I would have gone more, maybe 19 to 24-ish or whatever. I would have made her around the same age as Ryan Potter, who's playing Beast Boy. I think her name is Tegan Croft as Raven, which is... Tegan Croft is a solid name for a character like Raven. I don't know why. Just got a cool ring to it. But Ryan Potter from Big Hero 6 playing Beast Boy. I like the casting a lot. And he looked the best to me, I think.
Okay.
Like the jacket he wore is a very Beast Boy like jacket to wear. Like it looks like his uniform type thing. Green hair. For him, Raven was fine. It's just that she's young or whatever. It's fine. Like her hood up, it's kind of the character. It's all you need. But Beast Boy, he looked fine. He had the green hair, but not green skin or whatever. And I'm wondering if he's got some kind of thing that can like kind of disguise him and make him look normal, because they are in public. So I'm wondering if they have something, and maybe they just look kind of got like crazy hair, so they just kind of look like cool kids or whatever or something. And then Starfire's like 30 or something. I don't know why she's so much older than everybody else. But nothing against the actress or whatever, Anna Diop. But it's just weird, the age discrepancies between all these characters. I don't know how they're playing it. I'm just excited to see the show because I want to see what they're going to do with Robin. I'm a huge Robin, Dick Grayson fan, and I just want to see them do something with him and do it right. But
I like Robin.
Yeah. It's just weird. But I think I'm holding out hope. I'm convincing myself that maybe they might have something that makes them look more like average people to blend in. Or maybe they're just going to do CG and paint them in post. Like, I don't know why they wouldn't.
Isn't that a lot of extra money?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense why they wouldn't just... I mean, at least even if they were going to enhance it, why they wouldn't just put the paint on them and then do it in post.
Yeah, just give them a quick spray paint.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about it. But it's a big thing saying that these aren't officially released photos, so we don't know for sure the final version of what they're going to look like, but we'll see. Hey, it's me, Jeff here, just jumping in real quick because we recorded this episode a couple weeks ago on the day that Infinity War came out, actually. And just in an interest of keeping this episode a little more up to date and taking care of a little bit of news that, that's happened in the weeks since we recorded it, I wanted to touch on a couple things that regarding the DC streaming service that came out since we recorded the episode. First of all, it's going to be called DC Universe, which is appropriate. That's what, the whole universe as a whole is called until somebody started coining the whole DC extended universe thing. But so it's going to be called the DC Universe app. And there's been some logos revealed for some of the shows that they've talked about, like Titans, which we were just talking about in this episode. Young Justice Outsiders. The R-rated Harley Quinn animated series that we're still unsure if Margot Robbie is going to be voicing the character of Harley Quinn. But that's a possibility. And they just announced a brand new show that will be added to the lineup on the app. Swamp Thing. I wanted to jump in here and talk about this. I don't know. I don't think Steven has too much interest in Swamp Thing. But I think, if he got around to watching, he'd probably enjoy it, just like the other stuff, which he won't give it a shot. The show's going to be brought to us by Mark Verheiden. He's a writer and producer on Battlestar Galactica, Smallville, Daredevil, Constantine, a lot of cool stuff. This seems like right in his wheelhouse as far as those shows go and stuff. And Gary Dauberman from the It series and Annabelle series. They will both write and executive produce the show. So you got some guy who's familiar with nerdy stuff and comic book stuff, and then a guy who's really into the horror stuff, which is a great balance for something like Swamp Thing. And then you have James Wan, who's not only directing Aquaman, but he's also done the Conjuring films, so he's known for superheroes and horror stuff at this point. And Michael Clear, who's done Lights Out, Annabelle Creation, again, horror. They're going to executive produce via Wan's company, Atomic Monster. They got a script to series order with a planned 2019 release for the film, for the series, actually. We're not sure exactly what when the other shows or when the DC Universe app will drop. 2019 is maybe second wave of stuff coming to the network. Hopefully we'll get to see the DC Universe, drop a little later this year so we can get into some Titans and Young Justice because I'm really eager to jump onto those shows. They described the series as, they said the series would follow CDC researcher Abby Arcane, who is the love interest character for Swamp Thing in the comics and especially in the saga of the Swamp Thing stuff that Alan Moore wrote. That's my touchstone for all Swamp Thing stuff, and that's probably one of the greatest runs ever. She returns to her childhood home of Houma, Louisiana, in order to investigate a deadly swamp-borne virus. She develops a surprising bond with scientist Alec Holland, aka Swamp Thing, only to have him tragically taken away from her. But as powerful forces descend on Houma, intent on exploiting the swamp's mysterious properties for their own purposes, Abby will discover that the swamp holds mystical secrets, and the potential love of her life may not be dead after all. Now, in the comics, one thing I wanted to touch on while we're talking about this, in the comics, this run of Swamp Thing by Alan Moore was where the character of John Constantine first appeared. And I think Swamp Thing would be a great show to kind of explore some of the more supernatural elements of that stuff, some of the stuff that they would have explored in Constantine. And as I mentioned, the one of the writers, one of the EPs, Mark Verheiden, he wrote on the show Constantine. So I would love to see Matt Ryan reprise his role once again for an appearance in this show. I think it would, make sense because you've already had somebody that's worked with him and stuff. And I just want to see these DC Universe shows kind of cross into the CW shows because there is a lot of crossover with some of the creative talent and stuff. So I'd like to see some of those characters and stuff and establish these universes. And Matt Ryan has already done a bunch of stuff that's not quite in the CW universe. The Justice League Dark animated movie is not tied to the CW universe, but it's still Matt Ryan voicing the character. So even if it's not directly tied into the CW shows, the Arrowverse, I think you can still make it work. Also, that animated CW Siege show that I thought was actually tied into the
CW shows, or the original NBC show of Constantine, I have discovered when I try to watch it, is actually tied into the Justice League Dark movie universe version of Constantine. So there's precedent for him to play the character no matter what universe is, but I would really like to see Matt Ryan appear in this show. Let us know what you think. All right, that's it.
That's all I got here.
Yeah.
But I wanted to kill another 30 minutes or so,
No,
just to.
We're not killing 30 minutes.
Yeah. Just to kind of
piss me off.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do that.
No, don't hit anything yet.
Well, then I guess you better get to the.
I am. All right. If you like this episode, do us a favor and subscribe to The Amazing Nerdiverse on iTunes or your favorite podcatcher app, and leave us a review. This is the most important thing you can do to help us out and help people find this show.
Josh. Mark it down.
If you're watching on YouTube, please like this video and subscribe to our channel and leave a comment down below.
Positive comment.
Yeah, say nice things. Be nice. Share
Don't
the
be
show.
a fucking coward.
Share the show with your friends on social media. Follow us on Facebook.com/TheAmazingNerdiverse. On Instagram, we're at Amazing Nerdiverse, and on Twitter,
Punk doesn't even leave his name.
I'm Jeff_Grants.
I'm underscores. I'm Steven Tukert.
And we are at Nerdiverse Pod. Finally, go to TheAmazingNerdiverse.com for all that and a little more. And until next time, catch you right here next time in The Amazing Nerdiverse.
Yo, hit him.
I fucked something up there.
It doesn't matter. Nobody cares. And scene.